What's up, guys? It's JR Juggernaut 1, and welcome to a new video that I would like to call Perfecting My Deck. Now, I'm trying to perfect my deck. Dandy Turbo wasn't working out too well, so I'm changing it around. So far, so good. A lot of changes need to be made, but yeah, it's going pretty well. Some of you, you're probably wanting an explanation for this. Well, while I did really well at one of my more recent local events, I ended up coming in, what was it? I ended up coming in third out of 52 people. I went 4-1 and got $21 in credit, which I used on a Gold Series 3-box, not box, individual pack. And I pulled a Plague, Econ, and Alchemist. I was very satisfied. Um, but yeah, I was just I was doing real well. But then in the next two events I went to, it was just I wasn't doing as well, and I was noticing some inconsistencies in the deck. It was just giving me trouble. So, and my friend pointed this out to me afterwards. So I was kind of like, you know what, let's change it. So then I went to my locals this past Tuesday, and that ended up working out really well because two of my friends, I got to give them a lot of credit, and if I can find their YouTube channels, if they have them, I'll give them both a shout out. They're really cool people. They run one of my local events. They run the local events at the local Tuesday tournaments at my at this card shop I go to, and yeah, they're really cool and they really help me a lot. But of course the deck isn't finished. But I just want to show you what I have for now. I gotta just figured why not show you what I currently have, let you guys offer suggestions if you want, and it's just going to kind of continue like this until the deck is finished, and that will be my deck of the month for July. So basically within the month I'll have this thing finished. It might be a bit late, but I figured I'd rather have this be the actual deck of the month once I'm satisfied with the actual build. I mean, I'm pretty satisfied with this, but I still feel like there's changes that need to be made. So yeah. First thing is first, triple Raikou Lightsworn Hunter. I've said how much I love this card. It just clears it can just clear your opponent's cards away. It mills, and before it was just an amazing target for both Junk Synchron and a Breed Dragon, so it's great. And yeah, I'm also of course running the Hamster engine. Hamster is amazing because it can be a wall that and it can let you get Raikou back, and if it's attacked, if you let your opponent attack into it, they can't oppression the summon or anything. It's pretty awesome. I must say I really like it. It's just a really good card, plain and simple. Next, this is pretty odd. Two Lilas. I've never actually had any Lilas before, but and getting these, wasn't that easy, but it was worth it. Lila works really well in here for a number of different reasons I'll get to, but it's just it's great to have it in here. It's just freaking amazing. Two Caius, the Shadow Monarch. Caius is ridiculous, plain and simple. He just removes stuff and makes your opponent want to, and he just makes your opponent want to get rid of it as soon as possible. Yet they know they're going to lose a card they like. So I'm just, it's just like, wow, that's awesome. Two Thunder Kings. This one's proxied. I need one more. If anyone actually has one, I might trade. But I'd have to post up a trade binder. But whatever, we'll see. Thunder King is also amazing. I really like it because it locks down my opponent most of the time. Because the only card that I use to search with, or two cards, I should say. One is Sangan. The other I'll get to shortly. But yeah, it just really helps, and its effect to negate a special summon is just awesome. Two Quick Draw. I'm not quite sure Quick Draw is going to stay in here, but he's awesome, and I'm running two Dandelions, so it just makes sense. Oh, my bad. Two Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon is awesome. Great synchro power. He's an instant level 7 or 8, depending on what I have out already, but yeah. Two Dandelion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's pretty obvious this card's going to 1 at the end of the ban on the next ban list, just because it's that ridiculous. But on the bright side, if it goes to 1, I probably won't have to change around this deck very much. At least I think so. One Junk Synchron, just because I have less targets and he's not as necessary, but is nice that he can go for generic synchros, so I definitely want to use him. One Necro Guard now. This deck mills a great amount, so it's good to have this card in the deck. I'm almost kind of glad that it's at 1 though, because I kind of don't want to make too many spots for him. One Card Trooper, you know, he's a draw. He can be a beat stick. He can be a draw power card. He can be a miller. It's one of the reasons he's at 1. Pretty straightforward. One Sangan can search for a lot of different things in this deck. Really like it. One Plague, pretty straightforward. And one Chaos Sorcerer. Now, Chaos Sorcerer, I unfortunately did not get to test in this deck, at least in a match. But playtesting it, it just works really well. I mean, this card is just busted. So, and it's awesome to have. Thankfully, I was able to get a common one of it, so it's great. And so that's the monsters. Let's go to the spells. 2 Book of Moon. Book of Moon is just amazing. You know, it can help you. It can stop your opponent. I found it can be just really useful. Tricky part is, though, I find, is just knowing when to use it. Brain Control, staple. Cold Wave, this card actually wins games for me. I didn't think it would be as helpful as it is, but it's amazing. 1 Pot of Avarice for recycling power. This is the other search card I was mentioning. Charge of the Light Brigade. Yeah, it searches. I have 5 targets. It really works. Most of the time I'll go for Lila with it, but if I'm that desperate, I'll take Raikou. 1 Recharge. Not totally consistent. I'm still waiting to see how well it works in this deck. I need to test it out more. I originally had 2, but I took 1 out. I'm going to see how this works. But when I get to use it, it's amazing. MST, staple. Mind Control, not as many tuners as before, but there's still enough that Mind Control works. Heavy, staple, and of course, Foolish Berry. Many targets. And last but not least, traps. Traps haven't changed that much. It's 2 Deep Prisons, 2 Bottomless. I got 2. No, never mind. Sorry, nothing's different. 1 Mirror Force, pretty straightforward. Torrential. Drop Dust Shoot. This card wins games. I don't care what anybody else says. I consider it to be a staple now. And 1 Solemn. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole deck. I still haven't even thought of a name for it. I'm sure I'll think of something eventually, but I like it though. I like how it runs for the most part. I like the strategy behind it, and I just like that it can just get over a lot of different decks. I mean, it has a good matchup. So far, I haven't found a bad matchup. Then again, I haven't tested out against all the Tier 1 decks, but I still believe that, you know, this will be like Dandy Turbo. No deck besides Macro would kill it. But again, Macro isn't exactly prevalent right now in this format, so thank God. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I got a split, so as much as I would like to retake this video with them because of the camera, it moved. But yeah, I'm just gonna end it here. Comment on the deck if you wish. Again, like, don't hate on me. Don't be like this deck sucks, because again, this deck is not finished yet. It's far from finished. And yeah, now I'm gonna let Chaos Sorcerer warp the entire field, and you know, I'm just starting to sound like an idiot. So yeah, I'm out of here, guys. This is GR Juggernaut 1 signing out. Peace, YouTube.